Built under pressure, forged through repetition. Strength grows in silence, progress answers, no audience. Hands meet resistance firmly, grip tightens with purpose. Weight speaks clearly, effort responds honestly. No illusion survives contact. Inhale prepares the frame, exhale delivers force. Breath dictates rhythm, rhythm extends endurance. Movement tracks efficiently, joints follow clean paths. Core remains connected, no wasted angles, no excess motion. Hips transmit power cleanly, shoulders remain controlled. Neck relaxed, eyes forward, the structure holds. Built under pressure, consistency overrides emotion. Emotion bends under discipline, discipline outlasts fatigue. Repetition stacks without drama, sweat marks, time passing. Muscles coordinate precisely, no single point collapse, the system adapts. Once the system adapts. Burn is information, tension is instruction. Neither signals retreat, both demand accuracy. Rhythm movements synchronize, awareness narrows completely. The body executes automatically, the mind observes quietly. Foot angle refines output, grip pressure recalibrates. Energy loss eliminated, efficiency dominates effort. Built under pressure, efficiency extends capacity. Capacity delays failure, failure loses influence. Distance increases deliberately. Posture remains unchanged, stabilizes, engage instantly. Control exceeds mass, inhale deep and steady. Brief internal pause, exhale with intent. System recalibrated, muscle signal strain. Response remains measured, no panic introduced. Execution stays clean. Discomfort normalizes, thresholds widen quietly. Confidence stabilizes internally, focus sharpens further. Stopping remains available, attenuation is chosen. Identity reinforced through repetition alone. And built under pressure, work defines capability. Capability defines presence, presence sustains momentum. Grip integrity maintained, breathe and rhythm preserved. Fatigue spreads evenly, technique overrides sensation. Inhale measured, exhale control. Exhale control. Order preserves, speed adjusts intentionally. Accuracy remains dominant, completion is secondary. Execution is primer, walls remain unchanged. Equipment stays silent, only capacity evolves. Progress embeds unseen. Feet confirm placement, hands secure contact. Breathe locks, rhythm deviation remove. Built under pressure, structure supports output. Output confirms readiness. Readiness demands repetition. Last repetition remains strict. Range uncompromised, no collapse permitted. Control completes the cycle. Weight returns to rest. Hands open, slowly breathe and normalizes. No celebration required. The room remains unchanged. The system does not. Capacity expanded quietly. Discipline reinforced. Ready to repeat. Drama and effort, no ego, emotion, just work repeated. Hands meet resistance, texture familiar, weight communicates clearly. Grip responds instinctively, control establishes dominance before forces applied. Inhale through structure, exhale through tension. Oxygen feed precision, precision feeds endurance. Angles optimized naturally, levers move efficiently. Muscles cooperate without debate. Energy flows where required excess is denied entry. Neck neutral, chest open, core engaged, system stable. Proceed, still breathing, still. Consistency shapes strength.
Motivation fades, discipline remains.
Repetition stack evenly, each identical, each deliberate. Time stretches awareness narrows, execution sharpens. Burn transmits data, fatigue suggests adaptation. Neither commands action, adjustment overrides impulse. Thought dissolves into rhythm, movement operates independently. Breath and force synchronize, the body remembers what to do. Grip pressure refined, foot angle corrected. Core tension increased, efficiency restored instantly. Still breathing still. Precision outlasts power, power follows control. Control defines outcome, resistance escalates gradually. Posture unchanged, stabilizes, respond instantly. Confidence anchors movement.
Deep inhale, brief internal pause. Measured exhale, system recalibrated. Signals intensify steadily, response remains composed. Technique enforced strictly, form over impulse, always.
Thresholds expand silently. Pain normalizes slowly. Focus sharpens further. Limits are negotiated internally. Stopping is available. Continuation is chosen, not for reward, but for identity. Still breathing still.
Work defines the frame. The frame defines capacity. Capacity confirms readiness. Grip integrity, preserve breathing steady. Heart rate elevated but controlled. Fatigue distributed evenly, no collapse permitted. Inhale measured, exhale deliberate. Movement exact, order maintained. Speed adjusts intentionally, accuracy remains dominant. Completion secondary, execution primary.
Always.
Walls disappear, mirrors lose relevance. Only internal metrics persist. Progress embeds unseen, feet confirm contact. Hand secure position, breath locks rhythm deviation eliminated. Still breathing still. Structure sustains output. Output proves preparation. Preparation demands repetition.
Last repetition should remain strict. Range uncompromised. No shortcuts accepted. Control completes the cycle.
Resistance to rest. Hands open slowly. Breathing normalizes.
No celebrations required. The room remains unchanged. The system does not. Capacity expanded quietly. Discipline reinforced. Still breathing still. Session complete. Session complete. Session complete. Results speak later. Confirm balance, grip secures purpose. Core pressure increases, structure holds firm, nothing wasted.
Inhale steady, exhale control. Heart rate guided, energy preserved.
Repetition follows repetition. Each one identical, precision overrides ego. Tempo remains honest, neck neutral, chest open, hips level proceed.
No witness, only word. Silence builds capacity, capacity builds strength.
Sensation intensifies, response remains composed. Technique enforced strictly, attention narrows further. Burn delivers information, fatigue tests structure.
Neither dictates outcome, discipline decides. Movement runs clean, breathing sinks naturally. Mind releases control, body executes pattern. Grip refined slightly, foot angle corrected. Core pressure reinforced, efficiency restored.
No witness, only work. Consistency compounds results remain patient. Time confirms everything. Resistance increases calmly, posture unchanged. Stabilizes, respond instantly. Confidence stays neutral. Deep inhale, brief internal pause. Measured exhale, system stabilized.
Signals escalate gradually, form remains unbroken. Technique overrides impulse, order maintained.
Limits stretch quietly, tolerance widens slowly. Focus sharpens deeper, control strengthens resolve. Stopping remains possible, continuation is selected not for reward, but for growth.
No witness, only work. Effort shapes identity. Identity shapes habit. Habit shapes outcome. Grip integrity holds. Grip remains the main. Heart rate elevated yet stable. Collapse denied access. Hidden and related. Exhale, deliberate. Motion precise. Structure preserved. Speed adjust intentionally. Accuracy dominates. Pace completion secondary. Execution primary.
Mirrors lose relevance, walls fade from awareness. Only internal metrics remain. Progress embeds quietly. Feet confirm ground, and hands secure position. Breath locks rhythm, deviation removed.
No witness, only words. No witness, only words.
Structure sustain, effort proves preparation. Preparation demands repetition. Last repetitions remain strict. Range uncompromised, no shortcuts permitted. Control complete cycle. Resistance to rest. Hands open slowly, breathing normalizes. No celebrating quiet. Remains unchanged. The system does not. Capacity expanded silently. Discipline reinforced. No witness.
No witness, only work.
Feet anchored to the floor, weight distributes evenly. Spine stacks naturally, shoulders settle in a position. The frame accept responsibility. External sound fades, vision narrows. Only form remains visible, only execution matters. Pressure without noise, effort without display. Work without validation, results remain inevitable. Hands meet resistance, grip tightens deliberately. Muscles respond on command, the low feels honest, no deception present. Inhale through preparation, exhale through execution. Breath stabilizes movement reinforces control. Every repetition identical, tempo remains discipline. Range never compromised, momentum stays excluded. Precision leads to sequence. Knees align naturally, hips transfer force. Core remains unbroken, balance holds without effort. Pressure without noise, stress becomes instruction. Instruction sharpens output. Output proves reading sets stack quietly. Sweat confirms commitment. Fatigue distributes evenly. No single muscle dominates. The system works as one. Burn equals information, fatigue equals data. Neither demands retreat, both guide adjustment. Breath and motion synchronized, thought steps aside. Instinct governs timing, execution becomes continuous. Grip pressure refines, foot angle adjusts subtly. Energy lost disappears, efficiency increases silently. Pressure without noise, efficiency extends endurance. Endurance stabilizes strength, strength sustains performance. Weight increases deliberately, posture remains unchanged. Stabilizes, engage instantly, control our paces mass. Inhale slow and deep, brief internal pause. Exhale with intent, system recalibrated. Muscle signal depletion, signals acknowledge calmly, no panic introduced. Movement continues under control. Discipline migrates inward, tolerance expands outward. Confidence stabilizes quietly, focus sharpens further. Stopping remains optional, continuation is selected. Identity reinforces itself through repetition alone.
Pressure without noise, efficiency extends endurance. Endurance stabilizes strength, strength sustains performance. Weight increases deliberately, posture remains unchanged. Stabilizers engage instantly, control outpaces mass.
Inhale slow and deep, brief internal pause. Exhale with intent, system recalibrated. Muscle signal depletion, signals acknowledge calmly. Will you think you do is movement, maintain those organ beach 'em. Will it remain exhaustion, no contain your motion. It's a gift we ought to preserve. Speed adjust intentionally, your accuracy remains dominant. Completion is secondary, execution defines success. Walls remain unchanged, equipment stays motionless. Only the system evolves, progress embeds unseen.
Feet confirm placement, hands secure grip. Breath locks rhythm, deviation eliminated.
Pressure without noise, effort shapes structure. Structure sustains force, force confirms capability. Last weapons engines remain strict, range uncompromised. No collapse permitted, control concludes the sequence. Weight returns to rest, hands open gradually. Breathing normalizes, no celebration quiet. The room appears unchanged, the system is not. Capacity expanded quietly,
Discipline reinforced. Ready for repetition. Pressure without noise. Session complete.
Feet press into the ground, balance distributes evenly. Spine aligns without force, shoulders settle into function. The structure accepts load, distractions lose relevance. Noise dissolves into silence, only movement remains visible. Only precision remains valuable.
There is no exit from effort. Effort. No shortcut through pressure. Pressure, the work demands presence, and presence demands repetition.
Hands close around resistance, grip tightens with intention. The weight responds honestly, no negotiation offered, only execution accepted. Inhale before commitment, exhale through exertion. Breath stabilizes motion, motion reinforces control. Every repetition mirrors the last, tempo stays uncompromised. Range remains complete, momentum stays excluded. Form dictates authority, knees track, clean lines. Hips transfer power efficiently, core remains uninterrupted. Stability dominates sensation.
there is no exit from effort. Fatigue becomes instruction. Instruction sharpens output. Output defines progress.
Sets accumulate quietly. Sweat marks consistency. Muscles share responsibility. No single point collapses. The system holds, burn communicates limits. Tension provides feedback. Neither demand surrender, both demand adjustment. Movement and breath synchronized. Thought recedes in the background. Instinct guides timing. Execution continues uninterrupted. Grip pressure recalibrates. Grip placement refines. Suddenly energy loss disappears. Efficiency replaces strain.
There is no exit from effort. Efficiency extends endurance. Endurance stabilizes strength. Strength sustains performance.
Resistance escalates deliberately. Posture remains unchanged. Stabilizers engage instantly. Control outpaces mass. Inhale slow and deep. Brief internal pause. Exhale with resolve. System recalibrated.
Muscle signal depletion. Signals acknowledge calmly. No panic introduced. Movement continues under discipline. Discomfort becomes familiar. Tolerance expands quietly. Confidence stabilizes inward. Focus sharpens further. Stopping remains possible. Continuation is chosen. Identity reinforces self through action alone. There is no exit from effort. Consistency builds authority. Authority builds capacity. Capacity defines outcome. Outcome.
Grip integrity sustained. Breathing rhythm preserved.
Fatigue plateaus evenly. Technique overrides sensation. Inhale, measured exhale, control. Motion, exact. Order preserved. Speed adjusts intentionally. Accuracy remains dominant. Completion is secondary.
execution remains primary. Walls stay unmoved, equipment remains still. Only the system evolves, progress embeds unseen. Feet confirm position, hands secure contact. Breath locks rhythm, deviation eliminated.
There is no exit from effort. Work shape structure. Structure sustains force. Full confirms readiness. Last repetitions remain strict. Uncompromised. No collapse permitted. Control concludes the sequence.
Weight returns to rest. Hands open slow. Breathing normalizes. No celebrates acquired. The room appears unchanged. The system is not. Capacity expanded silent. Discipline.
Effort. No shortcut through pressure. Through pressure. There is no exit from effort.
Built under pressure, forced through repetition. Strength does not appear, it accumulates silently. Hands close around resistance. Grip confirms commitment, the weight responds honestly. No excuses offered, only truth returned. Inhale before movement, exhale through effort. Breath anchors power, power stabilizes motion. Each repetition mirrors intent. Tempo remains controlled, range stays complete. Momentum is denied, integrity maintained. Knees track with precision, hips transfer force cleanly. Core remains uninterrupted, efficiency replaces strain. Built under pressure. Consistency creates authority, authority creates endurance, endurance sustains output, sets accumulate steadily, sweat marks persistence, muscle share responsibility, no weak link exposed, system holds together, burn communicates clearly, tension provides direction, neither demands retreat. Both demand adjustment, movement synchronizes with breath, thought recedes quietly, instinct governs timing, execution continues uninterrupted, grip pressure recalibrates, foot angle corrects, subtly energy waste disappears, efficiency dominates effort. Built under pressure, efficiency extends capacity, capacity delays. Air failure loses authority, resistance places deliberately, posture remains unchanged, stabilizes, engage instantly, control outpaces mass, inhale deep and measured, brief internal pause, exhale with resolve, system recentered, signals of exhaustion surface, signals acknowledge calmly, no panic, introduce motion continues under command, discomfort becomes familiar, tolerance expands quietly, confidence stabilizes inward, focus sharpens further, stopping remains an option, continuation is selected, identity reinforced through action alone. Built under pressure. Work defines capability, capability defines confidence, confidence sustain momentum. Grip integrity maintain, breathing rhythm preserved, fatigue spreads evenly, technique overrides sensation. Inhale measured, exhale controlled, movement exact, order preserved, speed adjusts intentionally, accuracy remains dominant, completion is secondary, execution remains primary, walls remain unmoved. Equipment stays silent, only the system evolves, progress embeds unseen, feet confirm placement, hands secure contact, breath locks rhythm, deviation eliminated, built under pressure. Structure supports force, force confirms readiness, readiness demands repetition, last repetition stays strict, range uncompromised, no collapse permitted, control concludes the sequence, weight it turns to rest, hands open slowly, breathing normalizes, no celebrates, he quiet.
The room appears unchanged. The body is not capacity expanded, silent. Discipline reinforced. Prepare to repeat. Built under pressure. No shortcuts taken. Session complete. Feet connect to the surface. Pressure distributes evenly. Balance stabilizes naturally. Stance becomes instinct, foundation locked. Distractions dissolve, vision narrows intentionally. External relevance collapses, only execution remains. No signal, only force. No noise, only function. Progress hides in repetition. Repetition creates dominance. Hands meet resistance firmly. Grip tension calibrates, weight communicates honestly. Effort receive feedback, no illusions present. Inhale prepares structure. Exhale drives output. Breath regulates tempo. Tempo governs endurance. Movement follows alignment. Joints track efficiently. Core maintains continuity. No wasted angles, no excess motion.
Spine remains neutral. Hips transmit power. Shoulders stay controlled. Structure confirms readiness.
No signal, only force.
Overrides emotion. Emotion fades under load clarifies intent. Sets accumulate without drama, sweat marks time passing. Muscles coordinate solidly, no single point fails. System integrity holds.
Burn offers information. Tension offers guidance. Neither demands retreat. Both require precision.
Movement synchronizes breath. Awareness narrows completely. The body decides timing. The mind observes quietly. Grip tightens slightly. Foot angle adjusts. Energy loss eliminated. Efficiency dominates output. No signal, only force. Efficiency extends capacity. Capacity delays fatigue. Fatigue loses leverage. Resistance increases deliberately. Posture remains unchanged. Stabilizes, engage. Instantly control outpaces mass. Inhale deep and steady. Brief internal pause. Exhale with resolve. System recalibrated. Muscles communicate. Strain. Response remains measured. No panic introduced. Motion continues cleanly. Normalizes thresholds, expand quietly. Confidence stabilizes inward focus, sharpens further. System remains possible. Continuation is chosen. Identity reinforced. Through repetition alone. No signal, only force. Work defines capability. Capability defines presence. Presence sustains momentum. Grip integrity maintained. Breathing rhythm preserves. Presence spreads evenly. Technique overrides sensation. Inhale, measured. Exhale, controlled. Movement, zag, order preserved. Speed adjusts intentionally. Accuracy remains dominant. Completion is secondary. Execution remains primary.
Laws remain unchanged. Equipment stays silent. Only capacity evolves. Progress embeds unseen. Feet confirm placement. Hands secure contact. Locks rhythm. Deviation removed.
No signal, only force.
That's repetition should remain strict. Range uncompromised. No collapse permitted. Great control completes the cycle.
Weight returns to rest. Hands open slowly. Breathing normalizes. No celebrating required. The room remains unchanged.
The system does not capacity expand it quietly. Discipline reinforced. Ready to repeat.
No signal, only force. Session creep. Work exists without approval. Effort answers only effort. Silence validates results. Hand secure resistance. Grip adjusts instinctively. Weight communicates clearly. Response remains controlled. No negotiation occurred. Inhale set structure. Exhale delivers force. Breath becomes metronome. Tempo locked angles remain efficient. Movement travels clean lines. Core maintains tension. No leakage allowed. Every action intentional. Spine neutral. Hip responsive. Shoulder stable. Structure holds under demand. no whimsy, no mercy.
Consistency outpaces motivation. Motivation fades, consistency compounds. Repetition stacks quietly, sweat records, time passes, sync muscle memory activates. Execution sharpens automatically.
Burn provides data, fatigue offers feedback, neither dictates outcome, adjustment overrides sensation. Breath and movement synchronized, thought recedes completely, body executes independently, mind observes only alignment, grip pressure refined, foot placement optimized, energy loss removed, efficiency dominates output. No mercy. Precision extends endurance, endurance expands capacity, capacity silences doubt, resistance escalates steadily, posture remains unchanged, stabilizes, engage instantly, control exceeds mask. Deep inhale, brief internal pause, measured exhale, system recalibrated, signals intensify, response remains composed, technique enforced, strictly form overrides discomfort.
Thresholds widen silently, pain normalizes gradually, confidence anchors internally.
Focus sharpens further, stopping remains possible, continuation is selected, guided and reinforced through repetition alone. No witness, no mercy.
Work defines a frame, the frame defines output, output confirms weakness.
Grip integrity preserved, breathing rhythm consistent, fatigue distributes evenly, control never compromised, inhale measured, exhale deliberate, movement exact, order maintained, speed adjusts intentionally, accuracy remains dominant, completion secondary, execution primary, walls remain static. Equipment remains neutral, only capacity evolves, progress embeds unseen. Feet confirm contact, hand secure position, breath locks rhythm, deviation eliminated. No mercy.
Structure sustains, output, output verifies preparation. Preparation demands repetition.
Last repetitions remain strict, range uncompromised, no collapse permitted, control completes the cycle, resistance returns to rest, hands open slowly, breathing normalizes, no reaction required. The room remains unchanged, the system does not, capacity expanded quietly, discipline reinforced, ready for repetition. No mercy. Session complete and end.
Effort speaks in repetition. Iron, quiet. Work persists, hands meet resistance. Grip calibrates instantly. Low communicates clearly. Control answers without delay. Inhale organizes structure. Exhale releases force. Breath governs tempo. Tempo governs output. Angle stay efficient. Paths remain direct. Energy conserved. Deliberately waste eliminated completely. Neck neutral. Shoulder set. Core engaged. Frame approved. Iron. Quiet. Consistency compounds strength. Motivation fluctuates, discipline stabilizes. Repetition stack calmly. Sweat time stamps effort, muscle memory deepens. Execution sharpens automatically. Fatigue signals adaptation, neither commands outcome, adjustment overrides sensation. Thought reduces to monitoring, movement operates independently. Breathe in motion, synchronize awareness, narrows perfectly.
Grip pressure refined, foot placement corrected, core tension increased, efficiency restored. Iron, quiet. Precision extends endurance, endurance expands capacity, capacity builds confidence. Resistance increases gradually, posture remains unchanged. Stabilizers activate instantly, control exceeds mass. Deep inhale, brief internal pause, measured exhale. System recalibrated, signals intensify steadily. Response remains composed, technique enforced strictly. Form overrides impulse, thresholds widen silently. Pain normalizes slowly, confidence anchors internally. Focus sharpens further, stopping remains available. Continuation selected consciously. Identity reinforced quietly. Through repetition alone, I in quiet work defines a frame. The frame defines output, output confirms readiness. Grip integrity preserved, breathing rhythm consisting. Fatigue distributes evenly, control never compromise. Inhale, measured, exhale, deliberate, movement exact. Order maintained, speed adjust intentionally. Accuracy remains dominant, completion secondary. Execution primary, roles remain static. Equipment remains neutral, only capacity evolves. Progress embeds unseen. Feet confirm contact, hands secure position. Breathe locks, rhythm deviation eliminated. Iron, quiet, structure sustains. Output, output verifies. Preparation, preparation demands repetition. Less repetitions remain strict. Range uncompromised, no collapse permitted. Control completes the cycle. Resistance returns to rest. Hands open slowly, breathing normalizes. No reaction required. The room remains unchanged. The system does not. Capacity expanded, quiet. Discipline reinforced. Ready for repetition. Iron, quiet. Session complete. End. Neck aligns, jaw releases, shoulders roll into place. Spine stacks clean, hips unlock, knees track forward, feet claim the ground, breath steadies the signal. First contact is honest, no momentum borrowed, no tension hidden. Every joint pours truth, every muscle confirms where there's nothing rushed.
External sound dissolves, attention narrows inward. Only breath remains, only motion matters. Iron does not negotiate, it answers only action. Excuses lose shape, repetition speaks clearly.
Hands meet resistance, texture familiar, grip adjust naturally, pressure even, wrist neutral, control established before power engages. Inhale through structure, exhale through tension. Oxygen fuels precision, precision extends endurance. Angles align automatically, levers move efficiently. Muscles cooperate silently, energy travels where needed. Waist denied access, neck neutral, chest open, core engaged, balance centered. Proceed.
Iron does not negotiate, consistency builds authority. Motivation flickers, discipline remains constant.
Repetition stack evenly, each identical, each deliberate. Time stretches thin, awareness sharpens, execution dominates.
Burn transmits data, fatigue suggests growth. Neither controls behavior, adjustment overrides impulse.
Thought dissolves into rhythm, movement operates independently. Breath synchronizes, force the body remembers the pattern. Grip tightens slightly, foot angle refined. Core tension increases, efficiency restored instantly.
Iron does not negotiate, precision outlasts power. Power follows control, control defines outcome.
Resistance increases steadily, posture unchanged, stabilize and respond immediately. Confidence anchors motion, deep inhale, brief internal pause, measured exhale. System recalibrated, signals intensify gradually. Response remains calm, technique enforced strictly, be form over instinct. Always. Thresholds expand quietly, pain normalizes slowly. Focus sharpens further limits, renegotiated internally. Stopping remains possible, continuation is chosen. Not for reward, but for identity.
Iron does not negotiate. Work defines the frame defines capacity. Capacity confirms readiness.
Grip integrity preserved, breathing controlled, heart rate elevated but steady. Fatigue distributed evenly, no collapse permitted. Inhale measured, exhale to deliberate movement exact or to maintain. Speed adjust intentionally, the receiver remains dominant, complete secondary execution primary. Always. Walls disappear, mirrors lose meaning, only internal metrics remain. Progress embeds unseen. Feet confirm contact, hands secure position. Breath locks rhythm, deviation eliminated.
Iron does not negotiate. Structure sustains outgrowth preparation demands repetition.
Last repetitions remain strict, range and compromise, no shortcuts accepted. Control completes the cycle, resistance returns to rest. Hands open slowly, breathing normalizes, no celebration choir. The room remains unchanged, the system does not, capacity expanded solidly. Discipline reinforced, iron does not negotiate. Session complete.
Cold metal, great skin, weight confirms reality. No illusion here, only measurable resistance. Only honest feedback, the set begins without drama. Eyes steady, jaw relaxed, core braced, noise eliminated, attention sealed inward.
Built under pressure, forced by repetition. Built under pressure, forced by repetition. Built under pressure, forced by repetition.
Strength has no voice, only results remain. Feet rooted in the floor, balance verified instantly. Every muscle aware, every joint cooperative stability. Before motion, always inhale, controlled, exhale, directed. Oxygen feeds endurance, endurance sustains form. Force applied evenly, no wasted motion, no rush tempo. Efficiency dictates pace, longevity prioritized. Neck, neutral chest, lifted core engaged. Proceed clean, built under pressure. Consistency compounds power, motivation fades fast, discipline remains solid. Each repetition identical, each one intentional. Time compresses, so awareness sharpens execution. Dominates thought, burn, communicates data. Fatigue requests adjustment. Neither commands behavior, technique answers everything. Movement runs itself, breath sinks naturally. The body remembers patterns, the mind steps aside. Grip tightens slightly, foot angle refined. Core pressure increased, efficiency restored. Built under pressure, control creates capacity. Capacity enables force proves readiness. Resistance rises steadily, posture unchanged. Stabilizers respond instantly, confident anchors motion. Deep inhale, short internal pause. Clean exhale, system stabilized. Signals intensify, gradually response remains calm. Forming force, strictly instinct overridden always.
Limits stretch quietly, pain normalizes slowly. Focus sharpens deeper, thresholds adjust upward. Stopping is possible, continuation is chosen. Not for reward, but for definition.
Built under pressure, portal ticket. Built under pressure, built under pressure, pause by repetition.
Built under pressure. Built under pressure.
Built under pressure, forced for repetition. Structure defines output defines identity. Grip integrity, holds breathing regularly. Heart rate elevated but steady. Fatigue distributed evenly.
Collapse denied entry. Inhale measured, exhale deliberate, motion precise, order preserved, speed adjusts intentionally, accuracy dominates completion, secondary execution primary. Always. Walls dissolve, mirrors lose relevance. Only internal metrics remain, progress embeds unseen. Feet confirm ground, hands secure position. Breath locks rhythm, deviation removed.
Built under pressure, structure with intensity. Structure sustained effort proofing preparation demands reparation. Means additions, repetitions remain strict, range uncompromised. No shortcuts allowed, control completes a cycle. Resistance returns to room stays like the
stays the same. The system does not.
Here comes the pressure. Here comes the pressure. Here comes the pressure. Here comes the pressure.
No distraction allowed, no urgency required. Only presence, only readiness. The body acknowledges the task and accepts it fully. External volume fades, internal signal amplifies. Muscle awareness sharpens, control becomes priority.
Built in silence, forged without witness. Progress does not announce itself, it accumulates. Grip establishes true feet, tongue firm balance. Core engages evenly, motion begins smoothly. Nothing rushed, nothing forced.
Inhale through structure, exhale through tension. Heart rate rises, mind remains steady. One repetition follows another, identical in form, equal in intent. No shortcuts permitted, no excess movement tolerated. Neck neutral, chest controlled, hips stable. Proceed with precision. Built in silence, strength respects patience. Patience best consistency. Consistency delivers results. Weight feels honest, resistance provides feedback. Structure adapts instantly, confidence stays grounded. Burn communicates clearly, fatigue requests compromise. Technique refuses negotiation, discipline responds. Movement becomes automatic, breath synchronizes. Mind releases commentary, execution continues uninterrupted. Grip refined slightly, stance narrows purposefully. Core pressure increases, efficiency restored. Built in silence, effort compounds quietly. Results remain patient, time confirms all work. Repetition extend the set, muscles respond under load. Stability systems engage, posture remains intact. Deep inhale, control pause, measured exhale. System stabilize, signals intensify. Gradually technique holds priority. Momentum denied control, structure governs outcome. Limit stretch slowly, capacity widens quietly. Tolerance increases, confidence. Stopping remains optional, continuation chosen deliberately. Not for validation, but for progression. Built in silence, habit shapes identity. Identity sustains effort, effort shapes outcome. Grip integrity holds, breathing remains. Heart rate elevated, yet managed. Collapse denied entry. Inhale, regulated. Exhale, deliberate. Motion precise. Energy conserved. Speed adjusts consciously. Accuracy dominates pace. Completion secondary, execution primary. Mirrors lose relevance, walls disappear. Only internal metrics remain. Progress embeds silently. Feet secure foundation. Hands confirm grip. Breath locks rhythm. Deviation removed. Built in silence, 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 silence. Future, 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 future. Structure sustains pressure, pressure reveals preparation. Preparation demands repetition. Last repetitions remain strict. Range uncompromised, no shortcuts permitted. Control completes the cycle. Resistance to rest, hands open slowly, breathing normalizes. No celebration choir. The room remains unchanged. The system does not capacity expanded, quieted. Discipline reinforced. Built in silence.
Attention narrows, external sound dissolves internal signal. Sharpen every movement, registers nothing wasted, nothing rushed. Presence replaces thought, muscle engagement confirmed, balance verified. Breathing stabilizes, switch flips quietly. Pressure without noise, effort without display. Progress does not announce itself, it accumulates beneath discipline. Grip meets resistance, weight answers honestly. Form establishes authority, motion begins controlled. No momentum borrowed, only strength applied. And inhale through structure, exhale through effort. Heart rate elevates, mind remains unshaken. Each repetition identical, each movement accountable. Range protected fully, tempo governed strictly. The body obeys intention, neck neutral, chest contained, core engaged evenly. Proceed with accuracy. Pressure without noise, Consistency builds capacity. Capacity reshapes limits expand quietly. Weight increases gradually, tissues respond intelligently. Stability systems activate. Confidence remains grounded.
Burn communicates demand, fatigue requests compromise. Technique denies negotiation, discipline answers calmly.
Movement smooths, breath synchronizes, thought phase completely. Execution continues uninterrupted, time loses relevance, grip adjusts subtly. Stance refines alignment, core pressure increases, efficiency restored immediately. Pressure without noise, habits construct identity. Identity sustained effort, effort compounds results. Repetitions accumulate steadily, muscles respond under duration. Posture remains uncompromised, control dictates outcome. Deep inhale, measured hold, extended exhale. System recalibrated, signals intensify. Focus sharpens further, form takes priority. Momentum rejected entirely, boundaries stretch subtly. Capacity widens quietly, tolerance improves. Confidence deepens internally, stopping remains possible. Continuation chosen deliberately, not for recognition, but for progression. Pressure without noise, effort compounds invisibly. Progress remains patient, time confirms all work. Grip integrity maintained, breathing controlled precisely. Heart rate elevate yet stable, collapse denied access. Inhale measured, exhale deliberate. Motion refined, energy preserved intentionally.
Speed adapts consciously, accuracy governs pace. Completion secondary, execution primary.
Mirrors lose meaning, walls disappear. Only internal metrics remain. Progress embeds silently. Feet secure foundation, hands confirm control. Breath locks rhythm, deviation eliminated. Pressure without noise, structure sustained force. Force reveals preparation, preparation demands repetitions, limit strict range, uncompromised, no shortcuts tolerated. Control completes the cycle, resistance turns to rest. Hands open slowly, breathing normalizes. No celebration, quiet.
The room remains unchanged. The system does not. Capacity expanded quietly. Disappear and reinforce speed. Built in silence, forced through repetition. No announcement, only accumulation. Hands meet resistance, grip closes with intent. Weight responds honestly, movement begins control.
No wasted motion allowed. Inhale through stability, exhale through tension. Heart rate rises, mind remains steady. Each repetition identical, no shortcuts accepted. Range protected fully, tempo on completely. Consistency defines progress.
Neck aligned, core engaged, hips stable. Proceed without deviation.
Built in silence, strength forms patiently. Patience multiplies effort, effort reshapes limits.
Weight as pressure, structure absorbs demand. Stability adapts instantly, confidence stays grounded. Burns signals growth, fatigue test resolve. Technique refuses compromise, discipline responds calmly. Movement smooths out, breath sinks naturally. Thought phase completely, execution takes over. Time dissolves quietly, grip tightens slightly. Stance refines angle, core pressure increases, efficiency restored.
Built in silence,
Habits define identity sustain effort compound strength. Repetition stack methodically, muscles endure duration. Form remains uncompromised, control dictates outcome. Deep inhale, measured hold, long exhale. System recalibrate, signals intensify. Focus sharpens further, form takes priority. Moments stand denied entry, boundaries stretch slowly. Capacity widens quietly, tolerance improves steadily. Confidence deepens internally, stopping remains possible. Continuation chosen deliberately. not for praise, but for progress.
Built in silence.
Work compounds invisibly, results wait patiently. Timer reveals everything. Grip remains secure, breathing stays. Heart rate elevated, yet calm collapse rejected. Inhale measured, exhale deliberate. Motion refined, energy conserving. Speed adapts intentionally, accuracy governs pace. Completion is secondary, execution is primary. Mirrors lose relevance, walls disappear. Only internal metrics remain. Progress embeds silently.
Feet anchor foundation, hands confirm control, breath locks rhythm deviation, eliminated. Built in silence, structures sustain force, force reflects preparation, preparation demands repetition, stay strict, range remains complete, no shortcuts tolerated, control closes the cycle. Resistance returns to rest, hands open slowly, breathing normalizes, no celebrated quiet. The room looks unchanged, the body does not. Capacity expanded quietly. Discipline reinforced, built in silence. Built in silence. Built in silence. Built in silence. Built in silence.
Pressure does not speak, it reveals structure. It tests preparation, it exposes discipline. Hands close around resistance, grip confirms commitment. Weight responds honestly, no deception in mass moves, no begins deliberately. Inhale controlled, exhale precise, heart rate rises evenly, control remains intact. Each repetition mirrors the last, range remains complete. Tempo remains intentional, momentum is denied. Technique governs outcome, shoulders stable, hips aligned. Knees track clean, execution continues. Pressure does not speak, it demands respect. It answers effort with adaptation. Woo!
Resistance increases incrementally. Stability absorbs demand. Confidence remains grounded. Ego stays silent. Burn signals growth. Fatigue requests clarity. Technique responds calmly. Form refuses compromise. Movement smooths. Breath synchronizes. Time perception fades. Execution becomes automatic. Awareness narrows to motion. Grip tightens slightly. Stance adjusts subtly. Core pressure increases. Efficiency restored immediately.
Pressure does not speak.
Habits define response. Response defines identity. Identity sustains progress. Repetitions accumulate steadily. Muscles adapt through duration. Consistency replaces intensity. Patience multiplies effect. Deep inhale, brief hold, long exhale. System stabilizes, signals intensify internally. Focus sharpens further, form takes command. Impulse loses authority. Limits stretch quietly. Tolerance increases gradually. Strength embeds deeply. Confidence grows internally. Stopping remains available. Continuation chosen deliberately. Not for validation, for evolution.
Pressure does not speak, work compounds silently. Adaptation waits patiently, results arrive eventually. Grip remains secure, breathing remain. Heart rate elevated, yet manage control overrides exhaustion.
Inhale measured. Exhale deliberate. Motion to refine, energy conserved. Speed adjusts intentionally. Accuracy dictates pace. Completion is secondary, execution is primary. Mirrors lose relevance, walls fade away. Only internal metrics remain. Progress embeds invisibly. foundation. Hands confirm control. Grip locks rhythm, deviation eliminate.
Pressure does not speak, structure withstands force.
Force reflects preparation. Preparation defines outcome.
As repetition remains strict, range stays uncompromised, control maintained fully. Pro cycle approaches closure. Resistance returns to rest. Hands open slowly, breathing normalizes. No celebrate required.
The room remains unchanged. The system does not. Capacity expand internally. Discipline reinforced. Pressure remains silent. Yeah.
Oh, 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 oh.